Hello and welcome to What the Hey. Thank you for joining me to learn the answer to a question that I received. And when I go to my notebook of knowledge, I see that the question is written as, who the hey is Animated James? And this question comes from Mr. 2007 YouTube. So hello to you and thank you very much for the question. So in terms of a very basic answer to this question, at least in my own opinion, I would say that Animated James is known as an online animator, obviously, whose projects usually relate to different fandoms as well as school-related concepts. Now what's interesting about this video specifically is that I'm going to be focusing on a main YouTube channel. However, I will be going more into the actual history of it towards the end of this video because a lot of what is known about this person goes like far beyond a main YouTube channel and onto other websites. Specifically, if you look at the about section of their Animated James YouTube channel, it says this channel is abandoned and unfortunately there are reasons as to why. Now, one of the things that I wanted to very briefly mention is the fact that the Animated James YouTube channel, which is what I'm mainly talking about for this video, does have a Twitter/X account linked to it. However, when you go to that account, it links stuff to like informational videos about everything that I'm going to talk about later. So in terms of ways to stay connected and up to date with what this channel is doing, I would just say looking at the Animated James channel is the best way to do so. Now, I also wanted to kind of include a little bit of the history behind this channel just so you can see when they started and where they're kind of at now with their community and the channel overall. So they joined YouTube on January 20th of 2013. The channel has around 457 million views, around 1 million subscribers, and around 45 different videos. So the next thing that I would like to discuss are the different features that this channel has. And when I'm doing this video, it's a little unfortunate timing wise because a lot of the stuff with like community posts that they have are posts explaining like their mental general life situation, as well as like posts about videos that have discussed the channel and like stuff that it went through. But previously it would have been like updates about new videos and everything. Just with when I'm doing it, the context for everything is a little bit weird if you're not very familiar with like the earlier history and like what the channel has been through. But something that's a little bit more helpful would be the playlist that the channel has, most of which split the videos into different categories like fandom related stuff like My Little Pony, Sonic, but then they also have playlists for like original series that they've done. So if you want to look at something specific, usually the titles and everything for that are pretty helpful for doing so. So the next thing that I would like to talk about before going into my opinions and feedback on this channel would be some of the individual like examples of videos from the channel, just so you can kind of see like what they're known for and what they've done in the past. Starting with the oldest video on the channel, which is titled Seniors Cancer Crusaders, which was uploaded on February 3rd of 2013. The newest video is titled Continuing OSTW, Discontinuing This Channel, which was uploaded on July 16th of 2018. And the most popular video is simply titled Marvel Musical, which was uploaded on June 2nd of 2013 and has around 108 million views. So for this last part of the video, what I would like to do is kind of give both my opinions and feedback on it, but also kind of explain the context and history for the channel as to why it is the way it is now. So Animated James themselves did not initially start on YouTube. Where they started their online like art and animation career was Newgrounds back in 2008. So they started to post a lot of their art there and then gradually worked their way onto YouTube by starting their account called Mega James Studios in 2011. And a lot of what they posted onto Newgrounds as well as YouTube dealt with stuff like Sonic Goes to Chaos High School, Sonic vs. MLP, Seniors, as well as C Students. So both kind of like fandom, like parody related stuff, but also original work. So a lot of people really appreciated Animated James' like early work of like Sonic and My Little Pony characters fighting each other and like videos about like high school stuff like kind of related to their personal life stories. So animated stuff that people thought was good for the time that it was around. However, things started to kind of go south for Animated James when people online were connecting other art accounts to Animated James that kind of dealt with certain, like, you know, unusual fetishes, and people were like, that's weird, why are you doing that? And that was kind of awkward for him in general. And then there were also a lot of claims and allegations for Animated James as their person, like doing a lot of grooming, as well as like things to do with pedophilia in terms of people they were interacting with for their videos, and people that kind of helped to work on their projects and like talking to minors and stuff. So they started to get exposed for that, and people were like, that's not good. Once people were starting to call Animated James out for like his rude interactions with fans and just general communities online, as well as the stuff to do with like fetish art, pedophilia, and grooming, he was kind of in a way explaining them by saying that he had a lot of mental health issues around the height of his popularity. Which in general, with the things that were found out about Animated James, you can never really, in any case with any person, explain them away or be okay with them by simply saying mental health issues. But a lot of people gradually found out that Animated James themselves was dealing with like emotional and physical abuse through family, as well as just like general trauma with not being able to socialize and fit in very well with people. So he was kind of struggling with himself as a person. So the stuff that he made with his art was kind of a way to work through that. And when enough things had been found out about Animated James, they essentially departed from YouTube in 2018 to basically take a break on their mental health and work on themselves. Which it is very reassuring, because if you look at the community posts on their Animated James YouTube channel, they have a post that they've been like working on their mental health, they've been taking medication and everything. So the important thing is that they're okay. There's just kind of, you know, like a troubled history there with like the art and like the way Animated James interacted with people. So it's a very interesting history, and if you look at the channel as it is now, you wouldn't really know that. But as another thing to like kind of explain and bring up, there are people who have done videos explaining the history of everything in much more depth than I just did. So if you'd like to learn more about the channel in terms of like the controversies and allegations, Dove and Draw as well as Turkey Tom have made excellent videos kind of gathering evidence and doing everything in a very nice timeline fashion. Which in the case of Dove and Draw's video, they actually get Animated James to kind of talk about the whole scenario, so you kind of get to hear it from his side as well, which I think is important. Like, you need to hear the stuff from the actual person. And I mean, for me personally, the actual like main channel uploads, like the Sonic versus Rainbow Dash videos, all of those are really great. I didn't grow up watching Animated James, I was just aware of them. So in the case of Animated James, I feel like it's a very interesting one, because the actual art, like the animation stuff, is cool. You know, the fetish art is its own thing, you know, kind of weird, but you know, it's there. But then the actual interactions that Animated James had with like younger people and just general community stuff, that's not as great. But on the other hand, it's good that they're working on themselves, you know, like making sure that a person is okay. That's important. So just seeing how all of that has developed is very interesting. And I'll have Animated James tagged in the description, so if you want to check their work out for yourself, you are more than free to do so. But I believe that is the answer to the question, so thank you very much for watching. Bye.